What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today I want to talk to you a show that completely took me by surprise. And that show is The Gilmore Girls. Like many of you, I heard about it growing up, but never had the urge to watch it. And then one day, with some extra time on my hand a few months ago, I stumbled across it on Netflix. I thought to myself, why not? Let's watch an episode or two and see what the hype is about. And let me tell you, I was hooked. Hooked within just one episode. The introduction of the characters felt like a breath of fresh air, but trust me, there's so much to. Another reason I decided to give it a shot was the endless references to Gilmore Girls I keep seeing on TikTok. These videos with hundreds and thousands of likes made me think, alright, there might be something special going on here. And you know what? There absolutely is. If you haven't seen Gilmore Girl yet, let me be the first to tell you, you are missing out. This show is not just entertaining, it's an experience. It's packed with witty banter, heartwarming moments, and a treasure trove of pop culture references that are still relevant to today. As I'm watching the show, something remarkable happens sometimes. I start hearing phrases and jokes that sound oddly familiar. Things my friends and I would say to each other all the time, and it turns out many of those originated from the Gilmore Girls. It's incredible how this show has woven itself into the fabric of pop culture, even for people who has never seen it before, like me. So let's dive right into the plot and the characters. At its core, the Gilmore Girls tells the story of Lorelai Gilmore and her daughter, Lorelai Gilmore. So Lorelai Gilmore is a woman who grew up in an affluent East Coast family. At 16, she got pregnant and refused to deal with the expectations and the judgment of her family, so she left home and started anew in a small town nearby. Lorelai named her daughter Lorelai Gilmore after herself, though she goes by Rory to maintain some distinction. The show begins 16 years later with now Lorelai as a successful adult and Rory, a bright, ambitious teenager, ready to tackle all the drama that comes with it. Hence, the title Gilmore Girls. The small town charm of Stars Hollow is a key element in the show. It is a quirky, tight knit community with a cast of memorable characters. The Gilmore Girls are a regular at the diner called Luke's Diner. It is a cozy spot run by Luke himself. Luke and Lorelai shares a special chemistry that's obvious to everyone except for them. This is such a dramatic irony, much to the town's delight and frustration. Another humorous detail is how the Gilmore Girls can drink a lot of coffee without any consequences. They drink it to start the day, they drink it to end the day, they have one or two cups of coffees for lunch, and one or two more coffees for dinner. I even considered playing a drinking game where I drink coffee every single time they mention coffee. Unsurprisingly, I ran out of coffee pretty fast. And sometimes it's not just coffee. Rory, like many teens, has a best friend named Lang Kim. Lang is depicted as a stereotypical closeted Asian American girl with a strict religious mother who embodies the classic helicopter parent. Lang would hide her passion for music by concealing her CDs in a secret compartment in her room, basically in the cracks of the wood in her bedroom, underneath her bed, and sneaks out in band t shirts disguised under her conservative clothing. Her mother, Mrs. Kim, is strict to an extreme, running an antique store with an iron fist. As the show progresses, we learn more and more about why Mrs. Kim is the way she is, particularly when Lane's grandmother makes an appearance in season 5. Lorelai's life is crucial to the show, since she's the other Gilmore girl. When we first met her, she is the manager of an inn, where she has been working there since she left home as a teenager, and then worked her way up. She later opens her own inn with her two closest companion that also works at the inn, Michelle and Suki. Let me tell you about Michelle. Michelle is the sarcastic and hilarious front desk worker with a French accent. He would often make fun of other people and they would make fun of him back. And he would not give a shit. The things he say in that show would not fly today at all. And Suki is the talented yet clumsy chef. Suki's character evolves from being very accident prone to a more grounded and lovable presence. She's actually normal later, but she starts the show off a little bit annoying in my opinion. Since The Gilmore Girls is a multi-generational drama, Lorelai's parents, Emily and Richard, are integral to the story. When Rory got accepted to a very prestigious private school for the last 2 years of her high school, Lorelai has to turn to her wealthy parents to help with tuition. In exchange, they demanded a weekly Friday night dinner with Rory and Lorelai. This sets up a recurring source of drama as the strained relationship between Lorelai and her parents comes to the forefront. This is also the first time Lorelai has ever contacted her parents ever since she left her home at 16. Emily and Richard are so well written for the first few seasons, and then they just became annoying. They sort of start the show being selfish and narcissistic, and they also end the show being selfish and narcissistic, so there's no character growth. The show follows Rory's journey throughout high school and college, which includes her, of course, love interests Dean, Jess, and Logan. They all turn out well in the end. Similarly, Lorelai has her share of love interests as well. Some of them include Rory's father, Christopher, as well as Max, Dave, and in the end, of course, Luke. There are plenty of other likable characters in the show too, such as Kirk and Babette. And of course, they are just there for comedic relief, and they are in almost every single episode. And of course, there's the town mayor, a selfish, self appointed town mayor who often stirs up frustration with his over the top antics. He is power tripping. Each season represents a year of their lives, spanning from Rory's high school days into her college graduation. While the show is filled with witty banter and it doesn't take itself too seriously, it also delivers very intense and captivating moments that keeps the viewers hooked. In my opinion, season 1 through 6 are exceptional. Almost every episode is an 8 out of 10. Season 7, on the other hand, is slightly worse. I just feel like the cast and creator grew a little bit tired. Still, though, don't let that deter you from enjoying the brilliance of the first 6 seasons. Almost every episode is worth the watch. Gilmore Girls is perfect as a background show and as a foreground show. It contains such engaging drama that you sometimes have to rewind to think about what happened. If I haven't made it obvious yet, I cannot recommend this enough. Please give this a try. Like and subscribe.